Hey guys, after seeing how popular my last video did, I decided to make another presentation, and this one is about how to make politics more interesting. So, moving on. So, why are politics so boring now? Everyone knows this. Politics are boring, and think they're the fella to talk to about politics, despite them just going on Twitter for a few hours and just doom scrolling through various tweets and gather their own opinions from others. And oftentimes, when politicians go on stage, they talk techno bargain that doesn't mean much at the end of the day. But the worst thing is they're not engaging with the audiences. People now are just tuning out too much. So how do we entice people to go out and vote and be more active on the political scene? I may have some ideas to share. So, my first idea, making debates more interesting. We're going to add engaging backgrounds. Maybe it can be reactions of audience faces with a live chat, or as the kids say, chat. Chat members can do special donations that make prizes become, something like VTubers for a while. Maybe like a little Instagram or Snapchat filter or a funny audio clip of a popular meme, like bruh, which sounds like this. Bruh. Okay. And we're gonna add more engaging type of content from like TikTok or YouTube Shorts that will keep people engaged. This content will range from Family Guy moments, app games like Subway Surfers, GTA 5 type content, streamer reactions, and a general variety of memes taken from internet, like a compilation of memes, and we'll have it in like one of the corners. And so perhaps in the future we can see more debates that look like this. Wow, look at that. Look how engaging that is. Doesn't that just grab you by the testicles and make you want to watch the debates more? I know it does that for me. So, moving on. So, we're going to have cooler intros, not the Dragon Ball character. Uh Maybe they can get an intro before they get on stage with like music playing, like a boxing intro or a UFC MMA intro. You know, the ones where they walk and they play that music. Um, Also, in their intros, we'll be using like calling cards that say if the candidate is an alpha or a beta or a sigma. Also, uh, we got to stop using the national theme, the national anthem. I just remember what it was. The national anthem. We got to stop using that. It's kind of old at this point, and also kind of Reddit at this point. So instead, we'll be using songs like Linkin Park, Eminem, and maybe someone like Tom McDonald because he's into politics and he does political music. Maybe some NF, you know. So moving on, and we're gonna make them wear costumes. Because last thing anyone wants to see is boring outfits. Because they often walk on the stage with the same outfit every single time. And, and in my opinion, we need more color in this world. And I think by following other trends, we can entice the younger crowd to get more active. Look at Fortnite, for example. Lots of unique, colorful costumes, and yeah, so that's why we contact these companies and have them design suits for us, and they can advertise their product, whatever it is. It's kind of a win-win. We'll have a little badge for them in like a on their suit somewhere. So these suits they can range from Marvel, DC, some anime stuff, Fortnite, FNAF, Five Nights at Freddy's. You get the point, I think. So moving on. So we're gonna make their debate locations more interesting. You know, use a location. It's uh, it's pretty boring. They just keep going to the same locations and talk to each other. So instead, we'll be using locations and virtual arts to make the debates more interesting and engaging. And the audience will watch in awe. And we'll be able to use this. We'll be able to use this stuff like the metaverse, and people will take the metaverse more seriously for once. So we can also use Roblox and Fortnite environments and that sort of stuff. So moving on, we're gonna get better debate hosts. So we're gonna bring in Andrew Tate because this current dude or dudette is pretty boring. And Andrew Tate, he's pretty involved and pretty trendy, you know. It, and he has the experience that we need. We can have him go on stage himself and just start yelling at the candidates, saying they're kind of worthless or not alpha enough to run the country. And this is a test, of course. I'll have to think of more people we can bring up later. Maybe like a YouTuber, but we'll get to that. We'll get to that, guys. We'll get to that. So moving on. So most people don't know who 90% of the current politicians in office. And this is a real fact, by the way. They're not gonna know somebody from if someone in Texas, for example, they're not gonna know every single senator or politician in Texas. In fact, they're not gonna know any senator in any other state. Maybe like the big ones like California and New York. But I mean, it's just not enough. It's just not enough. So so they don't know 90% of the current politicians, but everybody knows who Mr. Beast is. You get where I'm going with this? I want you to imagine a world where two candidates are running for office are the biggest influencers ever. Like imagine a debate where Asmongold is debating against XQC, or some ordinary gamers is debating against Critical. Even a debate with Mad Pat or Mr. Beast. That'd be that'd be pretty cool. And viewership, it just go through the roof with this. You know, with this, we can finally grab the attention that we desperately need with the younger generation. And they don't have to stick with talking politics. They can just talk about whatever, you know, FNAF theories, um, game theories, you know, future future challenges that Mr. Beast is gonna do. It's whatever. You name it, really. So so we're gonna add a secret third master debater. I want you to picture this right. You're watching Trump and Biden talk about some boring nonsense, and all of a sudden, Freddy Fazbear walks to the stage. Do you see where I'm going with this? All of a sudden, the debates are 100 times more interesting, and it's got your attention. We're gonna work with companies that can get their own candidate on there and advertise their stuff for a bit before leaving. Like they can advertise the new FNAF movie and they get Freddy or someone else from the series up there and they're gonna debate with them as well. I forgot to write that down. But they're gonna debate with them for a bit and somewhere in the middle they're gonna like thank their advertisers for allowing them to host this debate and get some more funding on the table, really. So moving on, and here's my second idea of voting reform. Uh, I'm sure um, After the elections, you saw this image. I saw this image. We all saw this image. And it just speaks volumes. And yet, I hate to say it, but I kind of agree. Real talk. Like, who and what gives them the right to vote for their party of their choosing? Something just isn't right about that. We need some regulation. There's just too many races, and not the cool kind, like George or elk. Fuck elves. So instead, they should all be given a non-discriminatory voting power based on their races. This voting power is influenced from the past, ranging from different time periods, countries, cultures, to see which race is interesting and which ones are fake. We're gonna get to that later. So voting power would be ranged from 25, the lowest possible score, and 100, the highest. And don't worry, I choose these numbers bigger so people feel better about themselves and think they have a lot of voting power. So first thing we're gonna do is Caucasian is white. And I know what you're thinking. You might think I'm biased because I'm white, but you're wrong. I'm actually a Native American, so don't worry about me. There's some bias as possible. So white score will be based on some weird country that I can't really pronounce. That said something about true areas and undesirables, whatever that means. I don't know who the undesirables are, so I'm just gonna assume they mean the British. Picked them because food sucks and exchange student was mean to me. Fuck you, Biggs. Fuck. So basically, the chart will look something like this. Something like that. For some reason, they slumped Asians with whites now. I don't know why. So I put them in the middle. Also, for some reason, a lot of people don't consider Italians white, but I mean, I don't know where else to put them, so I just put them near the bottom. I'm sorry, guys. It's kind of out of my control. So for more accurate tests, we'll be collaborating with companies like 23andMe and Ancestry. That will require every Caucasian or white person to take a DNA test to determine the ranking. Oh, hang on one second. I gotta do this. Okay. Sorry about that. I'm a little congested. So moving on to Native Americans. These guys they're pretty cool. They fight monsters and smoke blunts daily, so they automatically get 100 voting power. And for the Hispanic, Latino, Latinx crowd, uh, kind of got lost skimming through their Wikipedia page, and I just couldn't tell if they're white or not, and I can't really tell the different cultures apart because there's just so many, and they all claim they're different. But I eat a lot of different Hispanic restaurants. The food is good, but I mean, at the end of the day, it's just a taco and burrito. Come on, but but they all like Dragon Ball Z. That is a fact. So they all get a flat 50 voting power. So moving on. Um, the blacks. What the fuck? The fuck? Jac Jaquevius? Jacolevius? Jaquevius? It, is that how you said your fucking kid's name? What the fuck? Are you like seriously? All right, deserve to be kidnapped for that stupid fucking name. Thanks for ruining my seminar. Fuck. Alright. I I didn't even finish the slide. I didn't even finish the slide. Okay. Um, I don't know. Do black people like Dragon Ball? Um, huh. Okay. It looks like they do. All right. Um. All right. Just ignore some of this slide. We're just gonna give them 15 voting power. 50. I didn't say the other one. 15. I didn't say that. 50. Flat 50 voting power. And yeah. So moving on to Arabs. They ain't real. Come on. It's just a ploy from Big Islam to make you stupid. They know it. I know it. And now you know it. I ripped off several towels, I don't know what it's called, off their heads, and they all look Hispanic. And they all freak out before running away from me. Middle East isn't real either. I have yet to meet anyone with real evidence saying it is a real place. And the reason why the media keeps talking about it is to distract you from the big picture. Now, what is the big picture, you may ask? I don't know yet, but it's pretty big. That's for sure. So moving on. Reptilians. I keep seeing this word thrown a lot, so I'm just gonna assume they're real. They look pretty cool. I think they look pretty cool. So they get 100 voting power. I haven't seen one in real life, but I guess they're real if people keep talking about them. Maybe they're like a new race, like a race drop, a new race drop. I don't know, but they look cool, and that's all that matters to me. So the next idea is getting people caught up. Too many debates and not enough time to watch? Having trouble paying attention and need a quick highlight? Or maybe you need an animated series to get you caught up with current events. I propose a few things to solve this problem. Creating political highlights by collaborating with influencers like Turkey Tom, Pyrocynical and Critical, you know, some Orny Gamers, Mr. Beast, blah 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 blah, you get the point. Creating a Netflix or any streaming service original TV show that covers certain topics of interest. And maybe getting an anime company that will produce a Kaino anime series that covers American politics from, 1776 to now. These are these are pretty good ideas. Like you can't pass this up. So, moving on. My next idea, just just disclose aliens already. I'm I'm kind of sick of the nothing ever happens crowd, and and I just want an alien girlfriend. I mean, come on, it's time. It's 2025 at this point. I really need this. You don't understand. So that's why we'll just disclose on the status of aliens and if they look cool or attractive. And I swear to God, if they're just human looking but green or blue, I'm gonna fucking kill them. That'll be so fucking disappointing. So goddamn disappointing. I may as well just stick the 3D human girls. Like, come on, guys. Don't give me that Reddit design. Alright. final thoughts. When will this take effect? We're planning this to take effect in 2032 to 2036 election cycles, somewhere around that decade, really. This will give all current parties enough time to improvise and adapt to the changing political climate. And if they can't, then I'm sorry. I really am. But we just gotta get with the times. We can't let these incels win. This will protect our democracy and freedom. So yeah, that's just a sneak peek toward the future of politics. And thanks for listening to this presentation. If you want my email, just watch my last presentation so I know you're a real investor or fan and not a fake poser. Uh, so yeah, that's about it. See you.